So, hey, we're back from our break. We got some food. By the way, the tie was actually really good.
I got a potty break.
Yeah, you got a potty break?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So, we've done our initiations. You took your trait. We did our consequence dice. We've done all of that good stuff. Now, we're at that stage, if you will, in which we will actually begin our mission. So, it is maybe I'd say about 9:30 at night. It's a late dinner party, very, very late dinner party. This is kind of a late invitation here. You guys are making your way up. How are you guys arriving? We riding horses? What do we got? Carriage or something like that?
I'm absolutely on my horse, Perseus.
Yeah, on Perseus.
I rode in on the paddy wagon.
Rode on the paddy wagon.
He has
okay.
the finest horse DLC.
You never know when you're gonna have to lock someone up.
Right.
Might as well bring the paddy wagon.
Okay, and how are you guys riding? You guys riding on the paddy wagon as well, or?
Yeah, I'll come in with my mentor and the rest because
Okay.
I'm awkward and I don't know how to feel about it.
Does Samantha have a horse or?
Yeah, her name is Impal. My horse named Impal.
What about Malibu?
Yeah.
No, it really needs to be named Impal.
It's a different Chevy. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeding it to you. I know what you're doing.
Sure. I wish I knew enough about cars. My horse named Malibu.
Yeah, our player Kat knows about the most of cars.
I know
ever
so many
imagined.
cars.
Yeah.
There's the Accord.
Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna cut that one there. The you guys ride in, and like I said, it's about 9:30 at night. Most of the guests have already arrived. You guys are coming in kind of late into the party, kind of seeing how things already started. As you guys approach this extremely over-ornated mansion, yeah.
I will say, as we're riding in, I'll phone in keep some guys on standby. I don't know how this is gonna.
Yeah, Jethro's gonna. Oh yeah, that. Well, yeah, we what the fuck accent was I doing? The southern, right?
Yeah.
So he was.
You dipped into the dad accent on accident.
Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll take care of it for you.
All right, Jethro. I'm trusting you on this one. Don't let me down.
Oh, this isn't Jethro, actually.
Well, who the fuck am I speaking to?
Oh, Jethro's in the bathroom.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Don't you go into your desk? What the fuck?
Oh. Anyways, is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, clearly not. You're not Jethro.
No, I'm Dean.
Dean?
Yeah.
How long you been working to beat Dean?
That's my first day.
I swear to fucking... He's gonna click.
Perseus is gonna be like, "Ah, yes, Dean, your death has been foreseen."
The camera switches over. It's just Dean just standing there. Jethro!
Hey, which is just gonna be like,
yeah.
Don't worry, it's not for a while. I suppose I should have told him that. Unfortunate.
He'll figure it out.
The mansion itself is extremely, like I said, very, very decadent, very ornamented. You see beautiful carved black ebony wood for all the woodwork of the framing, right? The mansion itself takes this like 2-story floor to it, right? Very, very wide estate to it. And then when you guys approach, there are a number of house guests and such, and help to assist you guys off the horse, the paddy wagon. All of them look like bodies that have been sewn together, and like they're just kind of like mismatched limbs.
An affront to the gods, I say.
We provide the help.
I recognize that arm anywhere. Ex-wife.
Did you donate her body to science?
Nah, she was killed in a bus accident, but I mean, clearly it went to good use. So.
Yes, Master Frankenstein does take many donations so that we can be made.
You got to appreciate a good appreciation of science. It's just appreciable.
I mean, recycling is good, I suppose, but
This is inviting Hades' wrath. This is the way.
Are you made whole again, or do you have a hole again?
I have a few holes, and he
You've
kind
never
of
been
pokes to like his chest, and then pokes to another
Keep
like his
your-
thigh.
Keep your hands where I can see them.
So,
Yeah.
so any luggage to bring inside, or are you all?
I'm all right. I didn't bring any luggage. Should I have?
If you wanted to stay the night, you're welcome to. Most guests do. They leave when it's amicable for them.
No one told
Were
me
we
I
staying
could.
the night?
We could, but Spartan training has trained me to not need quite the creature comforts that most others. I just have my armor and my spear. That's
I've
really all
got
I
a
need.
duffel bag of stuff, but just luggage.
I didn't bring anything.
Very austere.
Salt, holy water.
I mean, I could
The
sleep in a
normal
trash
sorts
can
of
if I really
things.
wanted to. But
I would prefer not to sleep in a trash can.
Why
That's a
would,
bed-
why would one
that's a
sleep in a
better.
trash can?
Beds are better.
I mean, the Lower East Side might as well be a trash can.
So,
What?
do you have invitations? Sorry, I want to make sure that everybody here is accounted for.
Yes, yes. The stores should have my invitation.
Invitation, please.
Oh, shit. Son of a-
And he kind of notices the badge. Oh, dogs.
Where?
Yes, we
Agent
are with
Weston.
dogs.
Yeah.
I'm Detective.
Oh, yes, the
Don't,
agents.
don't you know who I am?
Detective Watts.
Detective Weston.
Oh, Victor's talked about you.
Oh, I should hope so.
Oh, good. You're on a
Detective
first name
Dion,
basis.
Detective, I don't know enough singers' names.
What?
So Detective Dion, you said.
Detective Dion.
Detective Weston. You said.
Detective Weston.
You said Watts.
What?
And so Dion and.
Proxedides, the blessed of Apollo. Here, good man, take this armor and you take off the brass armor. Give us a good polish, will you, sir?
Yes. And he kind of like takes over, slings it over his shoulder, and starts kind of polishing. Okay. Well, you guys don't need invitations. Does Master Frankenstein know you're coming?
You should.
Yes.
We should be well announced.
He should always expect the dogs.
Do I just announce you as dogs, or?
Our individual titles will do well.
Okay. Okay. Detective Watts, Detective Weston, Detective Proximity,
Proxedides.
You were really close.
Yeah. Okay. And Detective Dion. Detective Dion.
I will end you.
Did you not say Dion?
Yes, Celine Dion.
You want to say that again?
I'm please.
Do you want to say that again?
My apologies. They think they're funny.
I see Detective Weston has a sense of humor.
Is pulling a chain, as it were. This is Detective Cunningham.
Now you
Detective
can see why she was on and off the force all these years.
Cunningham. That's different than Dion. Who is this Celine Dion, you say? Oh, I'm so confused. Here's a brass armor.
No one knows.
Every so many years, my work gets this much harder.
And he like wipes his spot real quick before you put it on.
Very good.
Would you prefer to make your own announcement? Would you like me to make your announcement?
Guests should never make their own announcements. This is well.
What he said.
Absolutely. Yeah, guests that he totally knows about.
Let's get down to brass tacks. You really need to go and just alert the sir that we are here,
Okay.
and then we will follow
Okay.
directly behind you.
Absolutely. And so he makes his way.
I swear to God.
And he kind of like snaps his fingers.
Which god? We have many.
He like snaps his
Thor is
fingers.
well our member. So, it's a good question, I think.
He snaps his fingers as he does it. One of his fingers falls off. Like, oh dear. Puts his finger back on. Like,
Also, Dionysus.
stitches came out.
Wonderful fellow.
Okay.
Always has something witty to say.
God damn.
So I have to ask, are you guys directly following? Like you said?
Well, I did say in the woods, so I guess yeah.
I can't imagine why we wouldn't follow them.
Okay, just want to make sure. Wasn't sure if you guys are trying to pull one on me. So the help makes his way, and he
Does he have a name? He's just the help.
he never introduced.
We never asked,
Yeah.
to be fair.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't it customary to ask for other people's name and then knocking around? I'm sorry, Chuck. What is your name?
I'm Chuck.
Chuck.
Yeah, short for Charlie.
All right,
Which
Chuck.
is short for Charles.
Sure.
I mean, it's not much shorter though.
Chuck is.
But Charlie being short for Charlie.
I like to think that I started out as Ground Chuck, and then I'm me.
Your meat?
So you're a hamburger, is what I am getting from this. One of those Eastern lands' great delicacies, the hamburger.
Yes, Detective, precisely.
If you have any more of these puns, they're gonna be a cheeseburger.
Oh, I see. You put a pun on the bun. That's good.
I don't drink enough.
Please, Chuck, lead the way.
Yes, very well. And he kind of opens the door, and as he announces it, you guys see right away you enter into the main hall, and there's this gigantic dragon skull right in the center of the room, and there's two griffin statues as you guys enter in through the double-sided
The mighty
doors.
griffin. Excellent steeds.
I'm gonna say someone's overcompensating.
You can ride those. You trying to say
With
he
great
doesn't
training,
have a
yes.
big excellent spear.
The inside is dimly lit, to say. It's kind of a off-putting presence. Smell of food.
Oh yes, disgusting.
Is like a thick like a pot pie smell to it, right? Like that really kind of like baking chicken and crust. Good smell, like just wafting through the hall.
Pot pie.
Just like my dad used to make. God damn it.
Your
Three
father, sir.
of these sewn
Here's a fine cook.
together creatures are on each side of you as you walk in, making like a line. As you each kind of bow, offering to take coats or anything as you enter. Chuck kind of like slaps your hands away, like, no, I've already asked. Good job. And he kind of like walks over and he goes, yes, my cane. And he kind of takes his cane and starts walking a little bit. He's limping.
You didn't have a cane before?
Did not.
Well,
And so he starts walking over. Would you like to go ahead and meet everybody? Introduce you?
Yes, announce our presence.
Very well. He leads you.
was he limping outside?
Yeah, there's a slight limp to it. Yeah. He leads you forward and then to the left, to the dining room. And so as he takes you, the gigantic table. I mean, it seats maybe 30 people easy, right? It's long table, kind of oval in shape, right? Like a long oval. And the inside of this building is just curved ivy wrapped around columns with mixes of statues of all types, from griffins, like I mentioned earlier, to statues of mythical creatures that you've heard about in all the stories. There's a pretty cool looking statue that kind of catches your eye. It's this statue of this gigantic, colossal man who is just the perfect specimen of symmetry. And you can see just the slightest stitches around his neck, just the smallest little bit of stitches around the face, but just beautifully sewn together with the most beautiful parts of everything. He goes, the monster.
Monster. That's not what I would call him. He's lovely.
He
looks like a monster to me.
He's a manster.
He was.
This is a statue that I would be very used to seeing in the Great Halls of Athens.
He's,
Prometheus.
Yes, absolutely.
in a way, he was like a Prometheus. He's Victor's first. We haven't seen him for some time.
Well, hopefully no one picks out his liver.
Did that happen to a Prometheus you know of?
Yes.
Oh,
It's like every day.
like he just kept regrowing liver.
Some say it still goes on to this day.
Wow. How's he doing? Is he feeling sick? Is he?
Last I saw him, it was quite a while ago, but he seemed,
I don't even have a liver, so like.
he seemed cheerful for his circumstances. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
You should have a liver. You should look into that.
Oh, I'll ask the master. Well, to the dining hall. He leads you over, and there you see, there are 6 individuals. 3 on one side, 2 on the other, and then 1 at the end of the table facing you. Right.
Do we recognize? Would we recognize Victor Frankenstein?
Yeah, he's the one at the end of the table. Yeah.
Dr. Frankenstein, extremely personable homunculi you have here. Well done.
You see this kind of goateed.
6 people?
6 people, yes. Goateed around. He has like this white streak going down where the soul patch goes down through the chin. Very slicked back hair. He looks kind of like a Doctor Strange. That's kind of vibe to him. You know, folks that kind of give that comparison. Kind of pretty skinny. Not really much meat on him. And he pulls up his bifocals. Our guests have arrived. I haven't seen you for some time.
It has been quite a while.
How does life treat you these days, Ancient One?
Oh, it each day seems to get a little shorter still, somehow.
Yes. Detective?
Victor.
I like that it's a mutual meeting right now. Better than last time.
Well, I mean, anything's better than last time.
A lot of money you cost me with all those subjects you had thrown away.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't be doing some illegal shit.
They were doing illegal shit. I just created them.
So you put my ex-wife to good use?
Who won a forearm?
Your son of a bitch.
I don't recognize you.
We haven't met, sir.
Detective.
It's absolutely pleasant to meet you. I'm Detective Watts.
Detective. What are you asking? Watts. Oh, that is clever. Okay.
You had me a little confused there. for a
I
moment.
like to put people off guard.
I have many questions. Should we find the time? I know that you're pretty preoccupied with your dinner tonight.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to our esteemed guests. Some of you guys might know.
I would be humbled to meet them all. Thank you.
You might have recognized in this beautiful purple, and Victor is wearing this like green suit, by the way. You see this person in a purple vest off to the right. You might recognize Dr. Jekyll. And Doctor kind of goes, yes, it is nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Dr. Jekyll, Detective Watts, you said.
Watts.
Watts with an S.
With an S.
Dr. Jekyll, 2L.
Certainly, sir.
Detective
Wesson.
Wesson.
Yeah.
The name sounds familiar. Do you have a family member? You look too young. A father, maybe.
Yes.
I guess you would have a father unless Victor made you.
Yes, my father and brother are both dogs.
Okay, dogs. Okay, interesting guests you have here, Victor. I recognize you.
Yes, I would hope so. Words of my deeds have spread far and wide in these lands. It is a
And
pleasure to
you,
meet you, sir.
detective?
Dr. Jekyll. He's gonna give like a kind of a sly grin.
I must admit, Mr. Hyde has not been seen in years, thanks to you.
And for good reason.
Victor goes, another person who knows you, detective. He points over to the left, and there is this person in a yellow military-esque suit with this like a regal like puff or a collar. He's the talk of the town, Voivod Vladimir.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Vladimir stand up, arms crossed. I prefer Vlad the Third. Works easier. Voivod is too prestigious to use my title. Victor goes, yes, you probably remember he is the current leader of the Vamp Coalition. Vladimir goes, name Dracula just keeps stick around. I'm not a fan.
I have foreseen great things for you. Gifts of prophecy has been kind.
You've made quite a name for yourself.
I've had quite a lot of time to do so.
Pleasant to meet you, sir.
Pleasant.
I'm reading his mind.
He is holding back. Like there's this like you can smell like it smells good. It smells good. I can't.
Detective, you do well to just do a nod occasionally.
Thank you for the advice, sir.
Let me know if I actually do get a prophecy about somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump in for it every time, but yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Vladimir looks over to Detective. Detective, it is good to see you.
It's always great to see you too.
You keep the coalition in check, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's one of my many mundane tasks. You call them that.
And then Detective Weston.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your brother Smith?
Oh, I'm sure he's about.
I always liked him. He's such a
One of our best.
great individual. Him and I get along.
Sure.
Victor points over.
One of our top dogs.
I swear to God.
Victor points over to another individual on the left. She's wearing this beautiful red dress, extremely form-fitting. You've probably heard of Morgan Le Fay. She goes back, actually, she was at the Accords. She was on the other side, of course, but Arthur keeps her in check when he can, but she's extremely strong. I'm sure you've met at some point, and Morgan kind of puts her arms out. Charmed.
As always.
No, I like to charm, but yes. It's been a while.
I feel like at some point I have told her that her death is foreseen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you have told her that, and she looks at you. Your visions have been hurtful.
Prophecy is not always a blessing.
It's not easy coming back all the time. So, for those of you who don't, I'm Morgan Le Fay. I'm a well-known supporter of the Union. I have been instrumental in holding back the allegoricals.
You watch as Jasper's hand goes out to shake, but then retreats because I don't want to get smelled again. And he instead nods.
Another person pipes up to the from the right. Oh, darling, you're just so needy. And you see this beautiful, blue dress, skunk-colored hair. Cruella! What brings you here?
A name only a mother could love.
You're here to speak to Victor?
Is she addressing us?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's kind of looking to you guys.
Yes.
Well, don't take him too long. He's quite the entertainer. And my money goes a long way.
What's tonight's
The dog
entertainment?
should know.
What's tonight's entertainment?
Well, we have a lovely meal created by Mrs. Lovett to her left.
I had a feeling when you said pot pies. I had a feeling. But here we are.
And after dinner?
Well, after dinner, I believe there'll be dancing, and we've mentioned gambling, and a good time, just a basic discussion, but I'm sure Victor can fill you in on all of that, and what's who, and who's doing who, and all of that.
Excuse me.
Who's doing who? Now that I'm interested in.
Oh, well, Dorian's doing everybody, isn't he?
I'll write that down.
Glad Dorian's not here today, though. I haven't seen him in a week.
Is that unusual?
For Dorian, yes. He makes himself appear everywhere.
Interesting.
Stuck in front of his fucking portrait.
Do we know why, or is that something that has gone largely unannounced?
Maybe Victor could tell you more. Or maybe Professor could.
Does it seem like she's lying, and can I determine that with my perfect pitch power?
I would say that you kind of like analyzing her kind of.
I'm always listening.
Yeah, so she seems honest about the Dorian, like not knowing about Dorian stuff. Yeah, nothing changing there. Yeah.
Has Professor who? You cut off.
Oh, Professor Moriarty, of course.
Thank you.
Is he here at the dinner?
He should be. That's who the third seat over there is for. But, and he'll show up eventually.
Have I seen Professor Moriarty at this thing in my prophecy? Is he actually going to be here?
He is part of the reason why you're coming here. You saw him dying.
Okay.
You saw him arriving, and then not sitting at the dinner table.
Well, I can say for one thing sure, he will not be joining us at the dinner table.
Oh dear, did he go home early?
Unfortunately, prophecy does not spend all of its details. All I can tell you is that he will not be joining us at dinner.
Well, Mrs. Lovett, I'm sure you will prepare some for our guest as well. Oh dear, will I?
Each one. More than the last.
It's kind of a feedback loop after a while.
Yes, we have meat pie, of course. That is my best, I do.
Is there anything more specific about the meat?
I like more of it as you eat it.
I'm actually interested in hearing more about the gossip of the love circles, Miss Cruella, if you will.
Oh, you would. It's just
So-
my most fabulous conversation, if I must say. So Morgan Le Fay is usually fucking everybody as well, kind of like Dorian. And Morgan just goes, I am not. Just most of the nights. And their wives.
That's a
And-
very important distinction.
That's how you know you're a classy lady.
Cruella goes, Voivode, whatever the fuck you are, Vladimir, is pretty private, actually.
Is that by design, sir?
It is a selection process.
Interesting.
And Victor never talks about his love life. Not ever since his beautiful, lovely lady was killed by the monster.
That's very unfortunate, sir.
Victor goes, it was my fault. But that's in the past.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Appreciate your sympathy. Dr. Jackal pulls out a little vial, swishes it, looks to you, lifts his tongue.
You testing me. Play games are gonna get hurt, Jekyll.
Mrs. Lovett starts putting pies around the table.
Do I see anything about the pie?
Anything? Oh, you answer that question.
And what are you looking for? Like prophesizing, or are you
Prophecy, yes.
prophecy? As you look at the pie, you begin to analyze it, and you look, and you just see like images. It's almost like your prophecy is working, but it's like coming in just quick. Mass Effect when you can't decipher the thing, you know the thing, the conduit or whatever. Like you can't.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you can't decipher it, and so it's just these fast images. And you see the pie being prepared, and you see the grinding, and you see the meat put together, and then you see a body,
Mm-hmm.
and you see Professor Moriarty.
Okay.
What other gossip do you have, Corella?
Well, as far as gossip, there's that whole thing about why the fuck you guys are here. Like, why would you come bother Victor? That's the gossip I want to know.
Sometimes.
Are you unaware of my gift of prophecy?
Unaware?
You
No.
can't be serious.
I think at this point we're probably gonna have to do a conflict because she has information.
I think as well.
I think we're drilling at it. I think we're drilling enough that we're gonna do a conflict.
Let's do a conflict.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been having lots of fun talking to Corella.
Yeah.
I have been very entertained with, I'm like, an investigative journalist that doesn't want to come off too on the nose.
Yeah.
What's the goss?
Oh, God.
So in this case, we're not doing anything physical. It seems like, or at least you guys haven't escalated.
No, we're not
Yeah.
attacking.
So this is non-physical,
Or is that-
non-violent, and the two main people who seem to be the most involved with the Corella situation seem to be you two. If you guys want to help out, you guys can join in the middle. We'll start with them, and you guys can, and maybe you guys can start grilling someone else, and we can kind of go from there. You seem to be kind of interested in maybe Jackal or Victor, someone like that. So let me get us all set up here.
I am going to activate my telepathy preemptively because...
So this is Mind Soul, just a reminder.
I'm going to add my prophecy to this because it's kind of what started this whole conflict.
I'm using all of my blood.
Do you want me to put my dice up there?
Yeah, I got spots there.
So we got and
Wow.
So in this case, I'm not playing as my typical 46, 40, 10. I'm playing as a person. I know that one's hard to read, but It's a 5.
Yes.
So I am doing my traits of mind and soul, which are 4 and 5 for Cruella. So, and then I can bring, not my traits, but my stats, and I can bring in traits.
Was it Cruella, or am I arguing with
This
little?
was Cruella.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah.
to Cruella.
Okay.
So, with that being said, my highest combination is an 11, it looks like.
15.
Alright, so you would get to go ahead and go first.
Okay.
So you can always escalate, you can keep it the same, you can gesture that we go somewhere else, that we move into a different room. You know what I mean? There's tons of things that you can do. You lay it on and we'll go from there.
I think moving to a different room is a good idea instead of bringing in the entire party to a screeching halt and starting. If a fight does escalate, it would be a bad idea to do it there. So I think what Proxideles will do is attempt to move it into the kitchen.
Okay.
Quilla, please accompany me to the kitchen. I have a few questions to ask.
Certainly, I can't let you have my new friend all to yourself. I'll go in and accompany you.
Yes, come, Greenhorn. Let us to the bottom of this.
Very well. Go ahead and lay down your 2.
Let's do. I have the bat.
6 and 5, right?
11.
Alright.
Let's see what currently does.
I think she's not going to immediately go into consequence, right? So she's just gonna match it the best way she can at 1st, which is to go into 6-5 as well. And so as you kind of start leading her to the room, she's going to take the dodge action, which means that as you guys are kind of starting to ask about, the gossip, she's really just dodging, trying to change the subject back to you guys. Like, what brings you guys to talk to Victor Frankenstein? Like, he's such a
I would
friend.
love to hear more about Professor Moriarty. Do you have any idea where he might have gone?
Oh, Moriarty. And so she's like, trying to dodge and stuff like that. So yeah, she dodges your blow there.
Sure.
Which then, there you go, brings it to her time to raise. And so with that being said, so she dodges you. She's gonna immediately, let's say, yeah, she's gonna pull her relationship here. So she's gonna roll 1d8. And so her relationship with Moriarty. And so Moriarty, he's such a wonderful person. But what you always have to remember about Moriarty is that he does whatever the fuck he wants.
I can understand that.
And so you guys have to both approach that.
10?
10. Yep, 6 and 4.
I'm more interested in who he wants, if you understand what I'm saying. You did tend to leave him out of the conversation earlier, and I didn't fail to notice that, my new friend.
5 and 5? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys both are blocking or dodging to turn it around back to Moriarty, right? So as you do that, she's immediately kind of...
What he does is of little concern unless it has been broken and has breached a law or other accord. My concern is where he is at this moment. As you guys have mentioned, you are supposed to be guests at a lunch together or at a dinner, and he's not here.
You see the brow start to kind of frown a little bit there, right? So she's definitely starting to feel the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and this is going to be Detective Watts' turn.
I'd love to hear more about your friendship. If you don't mind, tell me more about your relationship with Dr. Moriarty, and hopefully that'll help us find him. I'm playing good cop.
So as you say that, she's going to try to act distracted by calling on "Oh, Pongo, where are you?" And the dog starts yapping around as you see this dog start rushing over. "Oh, this is Pongo. I'm sorry I didn't show you them earlier." So she's gonna roll 2d8 for her voice. She's connected. It's her focus. So she's going to. I got an 8 out of that. What'd you put up though? 8 total?
8 total.
So she's gonna reverse that shit, yeah. So she's reversing the blow. So as Pongo comes out, jumps in the arms, right? And goes, "Oh, did you I haven't shown you Pongo. Pet him if you would. He's so amazing."
I kind of put my knuckles out.
A little snarl, but then it comes out.
Hi, pet.
Okay. So far, so good. So you're reversed there, which means I get to keep the 8, and I'm gonna throw one of those 5 though. So you both have to answer that. So as Pongo goes out, she puts Pongo down on the ground. "Pongo, follow, would you? And just, make our friends feel at home with us, right? He's such a good boy. I hate to see him when he's mad." As she pets him slowly.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Okay, alright.
Right. And also quick on my feet. No. I mean, it's better. Let's see. 13 is hard to beat.
I'm going to invoke. Yes, back in Sparta we had war dogs that were mighty fierce. It was excellent. I'm going to invoke trained in Sparta and the Greekest Greek.
Very nice.
I'm going to go ahead and take consequence, but I am going to go.
Rough. Rough. Yeah.
Is
Is
why
is
you
fine. The 1 is not.
were you reminded of Pongo when I asked about Dr. Moriarty? Do you go out walking your dog sometimes?
Okay. And then you are doing what? You're taking a blow and switching right back to. You're accepting the Pongo's here, but then also bringing the Pongo relationship back to Moriarty. Good.
So that's
13. Yeah.
I don't have a 4.
I hit a consequence.
It looks like both of you guys are going to have to take a consequence.
I don't have to.
Oh, you don't? Sorry. That's a 9 out of
have
6.
a 9.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have to. But it's a non-confrontational one. I think this is, if we're going to do it, it would probably be here.
Yeah, you could possibly grow from that, right?
Yeah.
She's used already 2 of her relationships. Okay.
I guess that was Duke. So that's 13.
Alright, so you're switching it back to Pongo. Back to Moriarty, you're using Pongo. What are you doing?
I'm going to look around the kitchen area and try and see if I see anything if anything jumps out to me that I recognize from my visions.
Yeah, so you guys, just so you have no idea, you've walked out the eastern side of the door, you've gone northwest, which is the kitchen. So you can kind of see, you're kind of looking over there, you're kind of almost deflecting what she's saying about Pongo by distracting yourself, is what it sounds like,
Right.
with investigation. Okay, good to know. So you guys both are able to take the blow and move on. You guys obviously have those at least 3 so far of consequence. You went last, right?
Yeah.
So you would get to raise now. My highest right now is a 5. You just cancel it. It's clear. Okay, are all my resin dice over there somewhere in a box? See my little chest full of stuff?
In that case, let's do 9.
I don't know where my resin dice are, but oh well. Do 9. Okay. And what do you picture yourself doing here?
I have seen Moriarty. I have seen what has happened to him. I want real answers.
Okay, so there's no way for me to block this folly
That's why I'm
without taking consequences.
This is why I'm
Yeah.
being so forceful in it.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the blow, and she's going to start to break, right? So at this point, she looks around kind of sheepishly.
What do I look like to her?
To her, it's literally Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's like kind of looking around, kind of.
I wasn't gonna ask this about like the whole room, but when it's
Yeah.
one-on-one,
Yeah.
it makes sense to like
Yeah.
what do I look like to her and how does that affect
Mm-hmm.
the interaction?
Yeah, so she looks around. Moriarty, he was here, but there are ears everywhere, eyes everywhere. Moriarty always has schemes, you know that. I
Of course. Don't we all?
feel like he's not the full problem here.
What will the full problem be?
I think there are others here gathering that might have other intentions.
I need to follow up on that, my friend. What problems? What if Moriarty is a problem? What problem are you referring to?
The allegoricals.
The allegoricals. And you think that he's not the only guest tonight that is affiliated with that?
Well, I think there are others, yes.
When you said Morgan Le Fay was on the other side, what other side did you mean?
She would have been part of the allegoricals representation back then. Yeah.
And now she's saying
No, she's saying she's not, yeah. And it's been pretty common knowledge that for the most part she's been pretty true to that. She's been paying tons of money to the dogs and helping out the dogs. Corell's been paying tons of money to the dogs. Yeah, everybody here has been very much aligned with the dogs. But have been seeing things that that's not actually the case.
All in attendance tonight have in the past showed us great favor. But my visions trouble me. These are disturbing and unforgivable things I have seen. And I wish you to be able to explain before I must step in.
I don't believe
And
we are accusing anyone necessarily. You know that there is protection from the dogs, from retaliation, should you have information that could be valuable to us.
You are right about that, but she's going to rely on her trait from Connected, desperate.
mm-hmm.
So. Eight and a 1. So she is going to put out 5. 5, that's not great. Alright, I gotta do it. Yeah, put the 8 and the 3, make you guys feel it. So she's gonna put out 11.
What is she saying?
So as she's getting more desperate, her pitch you recognize starts to go up, and she begins to. I just think that things might not be what they seem. How about this? I could help you with someone else besides Moriarty. Does it have to be Moriarty? And she's like trying to not talk about Moriarty, talk about something else. And she's very much trying to change the subject. She seems desperate, for sure.
And that's an 11.
Yeah. Both of you guys don't need to take consequences, right? You guys can fight it off.
Mm-hmm.
It just uses big dice to do it.
I'll do my notebook and get some big dice back.
Nice.
And I will flick it open in a kind of dramatic, theatrical, academic way and be like, in due time, my friend. But for now, let's finish the conversation about Moriarty.
So you immediately block. Like that's a solid block. And then what are you doing for yours?
I think what I want to do, and this isn't necessarily an escalation, but it is like a bit of a threat, is the my spear like extends and like makes a loud onto like the tile of the floor to try and like be a bit intimidating.
Okay. Yeah.
So can I use
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. Yeah. It's not making it physical yet. It's just showing presence. That's all.
Not great. All right, I tried. That's it. Okay. All right, I'll use my 9 and a 2 to an 11. To block it.
Okay. So she looks to you, and she's gonna fold. I think you guys. I think she's starting to see she's trapped, right? Two people pushing her pretty hard. Like, yeah, she has Pongo, but Spear comes out. You are like in due time. The good cop, bad cop. Not even bad cop, but the good cop is almost. It's working pretty well. So she's gonna.
I'm not really threatening her that much.
It's a
I'm just like,
presence.
this is very important.
Yeah. So she's gonna fold, and so what ends up happening with a fold? Yeah, anybody can do this at any time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's when the character kind of goes a certain way, and so for her, she looks to you. Moriarty, he was here earlier, and he was in a screaming match with the doctor.
Frankenstein or Jekyll?
Jekyll.
Thank you.
But it wasn't Jekyll I was hearing. It was like deeper, huskier.
Hyde.
Yes, it sounded like Hyde. It had this dreadful English accent. It was.
That must have been truly horrible.
So posh. She goes. But there was yelling. There was. It sounded like slamming, maybe. Vases breaking. You could probably still go upstairs and see it. But I haven't seen Moriarty since.
I know you and I share some strong curiosity. Did you happen to catch anything that was said?
Something about the time is not now. We're being watched, and that something about visions.
I'm going to walk over to. I'm assuming there's like a pie because we're in the kitchen. I assume there's like another pie.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick one up. I'm going to look at girls like I believe I have seen Moriarty.
The pie. What about it?
What is it made of?
Meat. Oh God.
He puts it back down.
Mrs. Lovett again.
Again?
She's. Long ago, she made meat pies out of people. It was the thing. Always forgiven. I wasn't as amazing as I am now.
It would shock you the backgrounds of some of the inhabitants of the Grimm District.
Evidently it may.
It is well named.
I have another follow-up question, Corella, if you will. We watched Dr. Jekyll consume, and presumably an antidote to becoming an alter ego of Mr. Hyde, I assume.
Yes.
Do you know if he's been tampering with it in any way?
He's a doctor. He always is.
Interesting. Thank you.
I'm going to write a small note on a little scroll.
On what level do you think Dr. Frankenstein is involved in all this, if this is taking place in his home?
He's the including myself, the most unapproachable. He is the steward of goodwill now. He supplies you with all of your inventions, for the most part, as dogs. Him and others, of course, but...
I just wanted to know if you'd heard anything, because I, for one, do not find you unapproachable.
Oh, that is new. I can't believe I gave my compliments to the chef.
I'm certainly upset for you, my friend.
It was delicious.
Unfortunate.
Savory.
Oh, very unfortunate.
Let us stop now.
Yes, say no more.
Sure Vlad got what he paid for.
Oh, Interesting.
I do enjoy that we've left Hamish and and Samantha to consume this pie without any information about this.
Samantha knows a lot.
Jasper's gonna be looking here like, oh god, the sauce. I'm so, and it's like that way that is people do when they're at fancy dinners. They're not loud about it, but there's definitely this.
The hors d'oeuvres were lady
Look at this.
fingers. You don't think that...
While dinner's being served,
Meat pies are people.
I brought my duffel bag, right? I brought my duffel bag. I'm gonna ask one of the wait staff to take me up to a guest room
It's a
so I can
burden.
drop it off.
Okay, do you approach a random one? You look for Chuck? Who you...
Yeah, I'll look for Chuck.
Chuck is currently just, like, eating a pie, currently.
Oh, good.
But, like, off to the side, like, he's not allowed at the table.
Can I
Like,
resolve my consequences?
Yeah, I should as well.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
I got a 1.
Nice. You get a growth. And what's your highest combination?
5.
Short-term consequence.
So yeah, I find Chuck and I ask him to take me up to a room to just drop off my bag, you know.
Yeah, Chuck goes, absolutely, I'll lead you right away. And so he kind of takes you upstairs. He leads you to the top right of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of like above what would be like the conservatory as you kind of go up the stairs there.
Okay.
How long is a short-term consequence? It's basically the
1.
same.
It's 1 conflict.
Oh, after one conflict it goes back up.
You choose a short-term consequence for the next conflict, and then after the next conflict, it goes away.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chuck. You can return downstairs. I'll find my way back down.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, now, yeah.
Yes.
And he kind of heads down. Oh, the privy to the left.
Thank you so much. I put my bag down and I pull out my gun and I make sure it's in its holster. And the explosive and just, pocket a little bit.
I'm going to lower my ostracized from Athens to a D4, and
Okay.
then also a D6 trait for winning the conflict.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I lowered Candace to 1d10 for 1 conflict.
You can also add a d6 to a trait too, if you don't want to make a new trait.
I think it's appropriate that I add another D6 to the Monster Hunter.
So you're upstairs doing what right now?
So I want to go and look through other people's rooms.
Okay. So you're making your way up the stairs, going around, looking through the rooms. Anything in particular you're looking for?
We're looking for sedition, right? So any
Okay.
sort of scribbled notes that seem suspicious, or badges that say I support the
Allegory Union.
Yeah.
Okay. You step over a couple broken faces upstairs, and then you take two.
Anything weird about the broken vases?
They seem like they're not near the table, all like they were thrown.
They seem like they should be pronounced vases.
So there was a scuffle in.
Yeah, like that. The rugs kind of moved, like when rugs kind of scrunch
Yeah.
a little bit. Someone stepped through them.
Proximities will be at the table to kind of keep up appearances. Oh no, everything's fine. There wasn't a.
Yeah.
There was we talked in the kitchen. That's all that happened. There was no loud noises.
I'm bothering Vlad.
Bothering Vlad. Okay. When you go to look around, you're in one of the rooms, and there's a kind of like a letter addressed to Morgan Le Fay. And it says, "Do you think we can count on their help?" And it says -M.
Yeah, okay. Any indication of who they are?
I mean, from looking at the letter, no. I mean, there's no context to it whatsoever.
Okay.
Just, do you think we can look forward to their help? Pretty much, yeah.
This is a party, right? So there's music, there's
Yep.
plenty of people. You can kind of get lost by just like you can keep up appearances, but
Yeah.
then like check in.
Yeah, there's people like these are the main. This is the main area of it, but there's a bunch of people bringing plates in and out. People in conversation, moving, going. Checking something in the room, coming back. Like, yeah, there's people on the move constantly.
Okay, because I was just gonna say like
It's
I'm
not
probably
stagnant.
gonna check. Like I probably noticed that the detectives went off and talked, and then I'm gonna go check in to see what they know.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make sure that I'm on the same page and can
Okay.
pursue.
I'll probably be talking philosophy about to somebody.
Okay.
Probably, if not Frankenstein, then probably Dr. Jekyll.
Okay.
Because he seems like someone who'd be fun to discuss philosophy with.
So you are talking to Vlad.
Yeah.
You're talking to maybe Jekyll, and you're looking for the detectives before they go do that, right?
Well, I would assume that detectives would want to check in with the other detectives so we can all be on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see before you guys when you guys start to enter the room.
Oh, I just send you a telepathic message.
Oh, I guess that.
Yeah.
So yes, you'll get the information, and you would have time before they talk to them if you wanted to talk to them real quick.
I told,
And
them,
that wouldn't
I
be-
told them that the pie was people.
Yeah. That wouldn't be weird. You guys are detectives, and they know that.
Mhm.
They know that you guys are here for a reason. So it's normal for you guys to go talk to each other. Like, excuse us for a minute. Like,
Mhm.
it's not like you guys were invited here for the party.
Right.
So
Hmm.
And I think, should we tell all the guests that the pies are people? Or are we keeping that?
Let us not cause too much of a panic.
Cards to chest, gotcha.
They seem to be like
It is-
eyes.
It is a revolting discovery. However, causing a panic now would be detrimental to our cause.
You want to keep the people in the room to talk to a detective.
there's a weird moment when Corella just sits down and instinctively eats from the pie again and goes, "Oh." like forgetting that.
Yeah.
Just that moment, like
Oh,
this
man, that's
muscle
so-
move.
wait, shit.
I'm going to very subtly, because I do like Cruella. I'm going to look to one of the homunculi and be like, could you get dessert for the lady?
Yes, yeah. It's not ready yet.
Something.
Yeah. Like, I just goes like, shit, it's not been made yet, but yeah, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. So you find that letter. Anything else in those rooms you're looking? You were going to different rooms? or-
Yeah, no, I wanna just
Okay.
look around.
Okay.
Do some sneaking.
You
I just imagine my guy standing there with the spear, like looking like one of the fucking statues, just prophecies just running through his fucking head, and he just looks like a statue. Like you see some of the guests, like, oh, he's so lifelike.
you make your room into this dog fur room.
Sure.
And when you get in there, you find a ledger.
Okay.
And it's just literally like expenses, and you can see donation to the dogs, donation to the dogs, donation to the dogs, to detective, donation to the dogs, donation to the dogs, to detective.
Detective Host.
How much was the payment for?
The dogs are substantial.
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking. She's throwing her money around. The detective one is substantial, more than you would make in a year working as a dog,
Okay.
but still way less than what you
This
paid.
is whose?
This is this room of dog furs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Take a guess. Yeah.
I got it. Look at me.
Okay.
And you keep going through it. It does that a lot, and then it says like, 2 taxidermists. I mean, like just tons of like different expenses, and then as far as money coming in, a lot of money is coming from Morgan Le Fay. And then the rest of it is a fabric line, like a clothing line that she gets paid for.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. She is a clothier.
Then I think I'd like to find Morgan. Well, I was in Morgan Le Fay's room, right, with the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want to find Moriarty's room.
Okay.
Since we're kind of iffy on where he is.
No, we know where he is.
You find a room with.
If he knows where Moriarty is, he could very easily tell you.
That's true.
You find a room with just it's the meme with Charlie Day like doing this with the lines everywhere, and it's like Baker Street, and like it just has like all these different like lines dotted. Sherlock solves another case. Sherlock solves another case. You know what I mean? Just just going all the way through this. The Lady in Red, the basketball hounds, like it just like all these amazing cases that Sherlock's done, and then just question marks, and then you see what sticks out to you the most is a familiar handwriting from what you saw in Morgan's room.
Something he wrote.
Everything that all the writing is in the same type of handwriting style that wrote that letter.
Okay. But nothing that's like really seditious.
No, I mean it seems like he's
No sweater.
freaking focusing on an individual. That's what it seems like.
He was rather obsessed.
No sweater from Allegorical You.
No, he has a.
Did they write "I hate" the fucking?
I will say there is.
I hate the parable union. Like
You're looking all around,
Yeah.
so there is this porcelain on the ground, like cracked porcelain on the ground.
Cracked or like crushed? Like
Crushed. Yeah, crushed porcelain.
And those vases were made out of porcelain?
Yes, they were. Yeah. With like a blue ink, so like white porcelain with a blue ink. Yeah, so that's pretty much for the most part what you're finding up top. You've kind of gotten the 411 from your detectives, right? But what is Hamish kind of concentrating on right now?
Hamish is gonna also go press Jekyll.
Okay, so talking to Jekyll, you talking to Jekyll. So since you haven't got the yet, we'll go ahead and focus on that conversation next with you guys. So Dr. Jekyll is sitting there, and he's in conversation with.
Does he seem nervous with my pitch powers? Like, does he seem nervous?
His pitch is fairly high already.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got the sassy old German man to him vibe. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but he's very much just kind of got an air of sophistication, like he's too good for his britches, you know? So I don't think there's much intimidation going on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much me intimidating him, but it was just like, hey, a bunch of detectives just showed up.
Yeah.
Does that make you nervous?
Yeah, and him and Victor are in conversation when you approach, and then Victor sees you approach and goes, kind of leans his head down, then he looks to Dr. Jekyll and goes, and kind of like walks away, just kind of noticing what's going on here.
Oh, part of the briefing with you, Hamish, I do tell you that the Dr. Jekyll's antidote is likely doctored.
Is likely what?
Been doctored.
Been doctored. Modified.
Yeah.
And so with Jekyll, I will say the last bit of conversation you catch is about a man named Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just kind of arguing about how mundane this Tesla is.
Okay, Edison.
So, and it seems like Jekyll is unimpressed with him, and Frankenstein, from what you can tell, is like no, he's onto something. Like there's something brilliant about this individual. You know, so they seem to be at odds with each other about this Tesla figure.
What I understand about this Tesla, it would seem him and Frankenstein would be good compatriots. Their discussion of lightning is fascinating.
Yes, the study of
The power of
electricity.
Zeus is not to be trifled with.
Or the power of a detective. And he just kindly nods to you, having been in full confrontation in the past with your electricity.
Well, when you're your own power plant, you can, make do with what you got.
Well,
It is true, you have been blessed with the powers of Zeus as well.
And Zeus was second cousin to my spirits.
Ah, very nice.
Or some such.
I believe that implicitly because of how Zeus is most of the time.
so the Frankenstein kind of looks at you all. Well,
You like that?
That's pretty good.
I should make sure I think we'll get a guest. Doctor, enjoy your conversation. And just kind of really knowingly smile before Victor walks away. So, what are we doing here?
Let's see.
I'll have the communication specialist take care of it.
So, Dr. Jekyll, how long's it been, huh? Since you,
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. Explain.
the other guy.
Oh. Hyde.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Nine? No.
I suppose for good reason. What keeps him at bay these days?
The elixirs. And his hand kind of shakes. People are extremely useful in occupation.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a read on those, what he's doing with the,
Oh, the squeaks.
yeah,
Yes, the squeaks seem measured,
okay,
but not fully characteristic.
okay.
Yeah.
Do I get a vision about him taking the elixirs? Or like a prophecy?
Ooh,
about
good
his-
question. You see him taking a potion,
Mhm.
and every time he takes a potion, his hand like shrinks and like almost like before it starts to bulge out, and then the potion seems to work.
Mhm.
And then you see him pull a different potion, which is different colored.
Mhm.
The usual one's green. This one's a blue, and this one causes his hand to just like grow
Mhm.
and grow and grow.
What about your other potion, Doctor?
Oh, I've worked on a few. I'm sure you must be talking about my wonderful potion of growing in size.
What color was that potion?
Blue, of course.
Blue for bigger.
That would have been smart.
Are you there?
Oh.
I thought the goal was to not get bigger.
Oh, you see, I can still be bigger and be me, no?
Is that so?
That's the plan. That's what I'm trying to make.
We have received information that Hyde has been perceived. This is very troubling. Do you have anything you wish to tell us before our investigation proceeds farther?
That's going to a
I
conflict.
very much imagined it would.
Absolutely, yeah. Non-physical, non-violence. This is, again, mind and soul.
Well, you're in trouble.
He's a 66 mind. All right, so we got our dice rolled. We're using, what did I say, mind, soul, right? I'm not pulling my traits yet. I like to pull mine out as I use them. What do we have added on here, just so I know? For us, I see D4s, so just, what do we have?
I'll go first. For this, I have ostracized from Athens, which is reduced to a D4 for this because of the short-term consequence from the last thing. I also have friendly because I was friendly conversation.
Yep.
I also have perfect pitch in there for him trying to detect his
Yeah.
if he's trying to
Which
his
you already
line
toggled
or-
it too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And then I also have prophecy in there because this
You
is
saw the.
this is what led to this discussion. Is I
Yeah.
saw what he was doing, and it's like I'm questioning about that specific thing. So I figured it
Cool.
fit.
Sounds good.
That's it for now.
Okay. And what do you have in so far?
I have the added on We Go Way Back, and then the dog decks.
Okay. Cool. All right. So my highest is a 10. I think someone has an 11 on there, and someone has a 15.
Yeah.
I have a 12.
You have 12. Okay, so that's right. You have 12. So 15 would go first. So, how do you want to start this off?
Let's see. It's just a little friendly probing. I'll put in a 4 and a 3 to 7, just to get it started. But not trying to put too much pressure on him right out the gate.
Okay.
I was like, Dr. Trickle, I'm aware of the circumstances of your parole, as it were. You must tell us if anything has gone wrong with your symptoms or any of your concoctions. This is well known to you that you must report any doctoring or any tampering with anything that you are prescribed to take.
Okay. He's going to bring in Debater, which is 2d10.
Mhm.
Seven, 6. So I can block with, I'm going to put that 7 right up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to reverse that blow. I have been nothing but consistent in everything I've done. I have made sure to take my potions. I have continued the craft. I have worked hard. And I have supported the dogs.
This is not in debate.
So I must ask you, why accuse me of such things? And so he's kind of turning back on you. What evidence do you have? Right, is what he's trying to get to there. So that would take your D4s back. And I'm going to throw in the 7's up there. I'm going to throw in, was that 6? Oh, fuck yeah. Let's just do it. Let's just go big right now. Let's get rid of some of these big dice. 13. So what he's going to do is he's turning it back onto you, and he's going to go, what have the dogs done for me recently?
Rude.
That's his question. So you guys will have to respond to that in some way.
What have the dogs done for him, Hamish?
What haven't the dogs done? You knew my father. You knew how he helped you with all the different outlandish experiments that you threw at us. And we kept those at bay, and we helped you maintain order and civility within your systems. This isn't a question of what have the dogs not done for me. We've been there. This is pulling the Detective Hamish relationship.
Cool. It's one of your dad, right?
Yeah.
Can a relationship be something like another, like the relationship between like me and like the actual dogs,
Yes.
the
The organization?
The organization.
Absolutely it can. In fact, it's recommended a lot to do that.
Yeah.
In the old game, fun little fact is that they actually required you to. You had to have a trait or a relationship with you being a dog.
Okay. So I'm going to invoke that as well because he's called into question.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, I guess I'll have to take a consequence on this one.
I do not.
Okay. So you're able to block.
Good doctor. You know I have much respect for the protectioners of the healing arts. My own patron and Athena are heavy stewards of such things. But do you recall the transgressions of your counterpart? what do you think would happen to you and, coincidentally, your alter ego should the dogs have not stepped in to intervene on the pitchfork and fire-wielding mob that demanded your head? The two of you's head.
That's good. So you're kind of putting it back onto the
It's-
atrocities of Hyde.
Yes,
Right, what Hyde's done.
It's like there's a reason we're here, and there's a reason why you
We're suspicious of you.
There's a reason why you have something to prove to us.
Yeah. Okay. Now for you, Nate, you are taking the blow, and you still kind of are turning it back, right? But how do you take this blow and yet still kind of turn it around? You know.
Oh, I thought mine was the like what haven't the dogs done and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So you're like, yeah, what haven't the dogs done, right? So you're kind of like taking the hit, but still, yeah, like
Yeah,
he's still
it's-
accusing the dogs of not doing much. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have to take your consequences. Make sure you keep those consequences.
So I just
you have 3 to decide, and then just go back to. You guys. So I raised against you guys, correct?
Mhm.
So now you went first. So now your turn to raise.
let's see. I'm actually gonna roll for I can do this in my sleep. Or no, I can do this with my eyes closed.
Okay.
Yeah. Same thing.
He's gonna kind of react. He's gonna kind of implore and say, like, you know as well as anybody, especially since you're a supporter of the dogs and we've worked together in the past, that these substances are regulated, they're controlled. These hexafluids need to be, reported on. And I know that anything that's doctored needs to be reported. And if it's not reported, that's illegal. And that's when we start having some disagreements.
That's a good argument.
It's gonna actually put in. I'll put in 11.
Okay.
Big pressure.
All right. So he's gonna pull on his next trait. It was gonna be relationship, but you kind of maybe changed that. So he's gonna pull his next trait, which is, I love this what I did for him. So it's 2d4, and it's I am a scientist.
It's
really good.
It's a complicated trait.
good.
But it's not bad for a complication. I'll take it. Alright, so you have an 11 out there. So obviously I have to take some kind of consequence here. So I'm going to take the blow by putting a 5, a 4, and a 2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you say that, he's going to take the blow, and he's like, I'm a scientist, and I'm always modifying. I get it cleared within a reasonable time. But this most recent one, you're right, I haven't had cleared yet. So he's taking the blow, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's also trying to say, yeah, I'm usually good about this, right? You know, kind of thing.
Me, I'm just a little guy.
Yeah, I'm just a little guy fucking argument.
Yeah.
It's my favorite to watch.
So I'm going to put those off to the side just to remember that he does have consequence with what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you get those back with your guys. So it's his turn to raise. At this point, he is going to bring in that relationship that I was talking about, which is the relationship because you mentioned Hyde. And so he has a relationship with Hyde, and so that's 2d8. So I roll a 4 and a 3. So he's going to go ahead and put 3 up there with this 5. He's putting an 8 up. Which is dangerous because one of you guys can reverse that. But
Me? Reverse it?
oh, and it's your turn next too. So. But as he brings out this relationship with Hyde, he goes, I don't always know when Hyde comes out. This is part of my curse, but I've tried taking the right potions at the right times. I'm very good. It's been years, I think.
I'm going to invoke my healing powers because they're talking about a curative potion.
Yeah.
And that falls into the purview of my knowledge for that. Okay. That's going to work out. But I'm also going to block.
Reverse me.
Reverse.
Yes, you reverse it.
Yeah, reverse.
Okay. How do you approach that?
Well, let's wait until he does. I
Yeah.
don't wanna...
Yeah, we'll have you explain yours last actually because it's reverse.
Well, Doctor, you know that we've talked in the past about you logging your memories and making sure that the timelines are consistent, and that we try to track any moments where you might have some lapses. We have to do our due diligence in order to successfully keep Hyde from becoming an issue. I'll counter with 2 4s.
Alright, so that's a very clear block. And then you're doing reverse. How you reverse?
Right, your thing was I try to do it the most I can.
Yeah, I'm good about it. I'm just a little behind.
Doctor, respect. It is not our concern if you do not take them until you do something incorrectly. What the problem we've arrived at tonight is that I have seen many things, and these things disturb me. I have been around for a long time, and I have seen some things tonight that are truly monstrous. And I think you know something about monsters. So I'll ask you again. This is not about if you are supportive of us. This is, do you want to continue to be? And think about that very carefully. I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to put it out on the floor. So that's going to be 12.
Ooh, you got 12. You got 12 of them.
Consider carefully if you want to persist in this folly of an argument.
Yeah, so I have to take the blow here. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's taking the blow. And so what he says to you is his pitch goes up.
Mm-hmm. I've already used pitch perfect.
Yeah, and he goes, I understand that you guys are doing your due diligence, but I've told you I have not reported this medicine yet. It does make me bigger, but I stay me.
What does your voice do when you take it?
It stays the same.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the modulation of the voice. I've made sure that I have stayed me, and the pitch doesn't go up.
What do I look like to him?
To Victor, I'd say you kind of look like David Hasselhoff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
As a Jekyll.
Yeah.
We don't know.
No,
Jekyll.
we don't know.
Jekyll's not here. We don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Jekyll.
Oh, sorry, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I
Oh,
said Victor, didn't I? I meant Jekyll.
I was like, Jekyll better be here.
Okay, never mind. I thought you were
Yeah.
on Hyde. Whatever.
Yeah, that's on me.
Okay.
Yes, he's taking the blow, but he seems honest.
A Greek David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
It's the same thing, just with schnoz.
but he move these over here.
But with heavier curls.
Your curls and just
But yeah, he seems honest. So even with the information you know.
Okay. Interesting.
His turn to raise. he's all right. He's gonna fold, but with the caveat of this,
Okay.
he is going to be willing to talk
Mhm.
about anything. So
Mhm.
he's folding. So whatever he's telling you is
Mhm.
is the fold, right?
Okay. So the game, the magic of game mechanics.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. You guys have won this, and he is being truthful. So he's ready to answer questions for you guys want to talk about. And he kind of mentions maybe we should go somewhere else quiet.
That seems wise.
I agree. I'm going to use the trait godly presence. I'm going to add to for this whole thing.
Okay.
If you guys think loudly enough in my general direction, I'll hear you.
I will definitely think loudly towards Detective Watts that we are going to a private area with Dr. Jekyll.
You hear my voice clear as day in your head, as if I'm speaking directly into your ear from maybe inches away. That goes, all right.
All right. So he leads you this time across towards the conservatory, where you guys also run into you upstairs.
Okay.
So you're now part of this kind
Sure.
of conversation with us.
Sure. And I'll think loudly over at Watts just so they can compile all the information.
It's a little quieter, but I hear you.
That it seems like there was a scuffle upstairs and Morgan Le Fay is paying Cruella for something. And she's probably and Le Fay and Cruella are probably up in Moriarty's business.
I conveyed to you when I learned about Moriarty from Cruella, and that Cruella didn't hurt Moriarty.
Cruella didn't hurt Moriarty.
As far as we know.
She didn't know he was in the
She folded.
fight.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, good doctor, please.
What does you want to know?
Well, let us give you a bit more information in return. We have discussed the matters with Cruella in the kitchen. You saw us head on there earlier, correct?
I thought you were just getting more food.
No, I would not
Of course you were discussing, yes. What did you discuss?
Well, we discussed the whereabouts of Moriarty. And it seems to be his final destination seem to be the pies of which are being served tonight.
I'm sorry? The what?
The pies. The meat pies, sir.
You didn't notice the extra tang? I don't know what it tasted like. I didn't eat it.
Apparently, Miss Lovett's previous sins have resurfaced.
I had no idea. I'm a vegetarian. I didn't even eat the meat pie.
This is good.
She didn't do anything to the vegetables, did she?
Not that I know of. However, Cruella did say that she heard someone that she assumed was Mr. Hyde. Or it was your voice at a deeper pitch.
You're saying that I was caught talking to Moriarty.
That is what has been told to us, yes.
I have not talked to him one-on-one at all today.
Do you
Sure the other
remember
guy didn't
everything
have a...
that the other guy does?
I'm like a passenger. I don't know when the switch happens. But I am aware.
And you have not...
It's foggy.
I see.
But
Is there a
when-
possibility that Mr. Hyde, one, has appeared today, and two, you are unaware of his actions?
No, the last time Mr. Hyde appeared, you were there 5 years ago. I was honest when I said this.
Okay.
That is the last time
You
I
under-
saw him.
You understand with the information we were provided how this would be concerning.
Yes, but there's only one person here who could pull off that type of manipulation.
And that would be
The sorceress.
Morgan.
Lady like a fiddle, you think?
We are not under the impression that you cannot be set up, good doctor. And you are not being accused of anything at the moment. We appreciate your cooperation. Is there anything else you can tell us that may help us with this investigation?
Anybody acting off?
This is a very eclectic group of characters.
Me and Victor are all friends. We've gone back a long time. We, of course, have organized get-togethers with some of the more older of us.
You watch your tone on that one.
Yes. And Vladimir is fairly new to the scene, but
Lighten up, rookie.
you can see him still as young when he first joined. That's pretty great. Vlad's fairly new. But Vlad is very anti anything against the Union. The Union has made the vampires stronger. You see, the vamps have benefited from the presence of the dogs. People like you keeping them in check has made a better name for them.
What about Victor? Victor, I hear, is ambitious.
Victor's very ambitious. I go back a long time with Victor, but he's always been a friend of the Union. He's the only one here that is... Well, you were there when she was on the other side.
I am. I'm aware of Morgan Le Fay's previous allegiance. But like you, she has also been a very avid supporter financially of the dogs. Everyone here is, which is why no one is above the scrutiny that are being applied to them today.
Everybody here... Myself, I'm here because of Victor. Victor does this to keep tabs on people. Morgan and Cruella, those two, they hate each other. But
This is not surprising to hear.
Morgan owes Cruella money.
Mm-hmm.
Cruella has been... You would know that she's a collector of rumors, of gossip. Morgan pays for this gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And then she uses it to further her ambitions. It's been always the way of Morgan, since the days of Arthur, since the days of Uther. But why would she cause havoc now? The Union, she's been a staunch supporter since the peace accords. She's lost power, but she's still relevant.
If there's one thing dealing with Morgan Le Fay that I have done over the many years, she does not forget.
Where does Mrs. Lovett fit into all this, though?
A good question.
I also question the involvement of one Dorian.
Dorian hasn't been seen in a week.
I know, it's odd.
Did I see any room up there that seemed like it belonged to Dorian?
The guest rooms change based on that. I will say that there was a room that was so ostentatious that, yeah, you could tell it was
Mr. Dorian Gray.
Mr. Dorian Gray.
Mr. Gray is a known socialite. For him to be missing for any amount of time is very unusual.
Well, him and Morgan were in a fight 2 weeks ago. Not a physical one, although it did turn to sorcery, so it was more spiritual.
What kind of sorcery?
She's quite the enchantress. She's... That's why I said she can take forms. She apparently was changing herself to make herself look like Dorian, so he had to look at himself as mocking him for his portrait. He didn't take to it kindly.
So Morgan Le
Doesn't mean
Fay
like
has been
years.
perfecting and showing off transformation magic. Interesting. And if you are to be believed, Mr. Hyde has been seen recently.
I said Mr. Hyde hasn't been seen in 5 years. Oh, you're referring to...
You think they might have been impersonating you?
I don't know why. What do I have to do with any of this?
Nothing. Which is why you would be the person to be.
I'm a patsy.
That is the current theory.
Was there any powdered porcelain in Morgan's room?
No, what was this, sorry?
The powdered porcelain that I saw in Moriarty's room, was there any in Morgan Le Fay's room?
So, gosh, you did step over the bases before you went to Morgan's, so you would have noticed that, yeah, there was crushed powder there. Or crushed porcelain.
Alright, so table talk at this point. It seems like Moriarty, Morgan Le Fay had a fight. Morgan Le Fay, or someone else, smashed a vase over Moriarty's head, most likely killing him. And then to cover it up, they had Lovett take him into a fucking pie.
Anybody else think it's a little too on the nose for the person who was originally against the treaty to be behind a coup d'etat?
Yes, but also going off of the out of character knowledge of Morgan Le Fay, it seems pretty fucking on brand for her.
It would be in character knowledge for you too.
That's true.
Yeah, you've been around since your time.
It would if someone said oh yeah, Morgan Le Fay is betraying somebody. Yeah, sure.
I mean, they definitely both scuffled and had that face powder.
The question is, who is they in the letter addressed from Moriarty to Morgan Le Fay? That's the missing link that we haven't quite. Unless they would be Lovett, and then she helped them with the Mordor.
Well, I'm looking forward to bothering Vlad.
Is there a particular reason, or you just want fucking?
I don't have to remember.
Yes.
It doesn't really connect with anybody.
Both is good.
I mean, Vlad and the Frankenstein is just at the top because he wants to keep tabs on people.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked to Frankenstein either.
We have not.
It's kind of his house.
He's definitely seems to be retreating from our presence whenever we show ourselves. So that is a interesting little tidbit. I don't know.
Victor Frankenstein, out of character, is exactly the kind of person that would have the hubris to be like, I've concocted this brilliant plan that no one's going to see through. Oh no, they've seen through my plan.
Very true. And Frankenstein, though he has not shown himself to be part of it yet, the fact that it all happened in his house is obviously very suspicious.
Sussy.
And the fact that it wasn't cleaned up before the dinner party.
Which means it happened pretty much almost exactly before we got here.
Yeah. Very recently.
And the homunculi were a little bit like,
Yeah.
So current running theory, Morgan Le Fay smashed a face over
Moriarty.
further. Alright, I want to borrow the bride. So you want to join me bothering Vlad?
Oh, I'll come talk to Vlad.
I feel like I've imposed my will on this game enough. I'll let you guys go.
Alright, so you guys go to approach Vlad. And good evening.
Hello. I have to say, I have to follow up on these this conversation about a vetting process for relations. It's very intriguing. I'd like to hear more about that. Is that a personal choice or one that is common among vampires?
It is one who, when you hit a certain prestige, you have to be very careful with who your partners are.
I understand that. I'm very young comparatively, even for a human. I've barely lived any time at all.
Delightful.
Thank you, I appreciate that. What kind of things have inspired that change for you?
Well, I've been a vampire hunter, hunt you down for years and years. Is good reason to say.
So you're afraid of betrayal?
I don't like being betrayed, no.
I don't think any of us do.
I do my thing, and I live by example.
By example, sir.
Yes.
I can appreciate that. I see why you're the leader. If that's the case.
If these newly formed vamps and old vamps don't have they don't have leader. They wander like chickens without heads.
Do chickens wander without heads?
For a short time.
That's
before they're
funny.
put down. And that's what Vaughn did. Vaughn put down the chickens without the heads.
I see. A good allegory then.
Which direction do you lead the chickens in?
I show them to alternatives. You see, drinking blood without consent is no go in society now. I guess it technically wasn't back then, but I didn't care. But now I care. I care about my species. And so now we find alternatives. Animals. Artificial
Finding
blooding.
consent.
And consent, when possible, with the right person.
It still follows in the trust thing for you.
Yes.
I can appreciate that. How are you enjoying your meal, sir?
It is quite a bit of iron, very rare.
Very.
I like it.
If you
Take some of their bite.
If you had to guess, what or who it tastes like, it would be.
It's definitely human.
Nice.
And I'm gonna telepathically, so in the minds but not
Yeah.
with words, I'm gonna be like, we're keeping that discreet, but I'm glad you noticed.
Yes, it is easy for me to notice. Like the blood. It's hard to forget.
Anyone you've smelled before?
I'm new to this house, but yes, I've smelled it at this house before.
We were afraid of that.
Yes, so I assume it was maybe one of Victor's freshly corpses to a donated. I think it's.
Would you be able to identify the smell of Moriarty?
Moriarty? I've smelled him before.
And this does not match.
No, that doesn't match.
What about? Is he lying to me?
Would you like to go into conflict to find out?
Oh, I have to go into conflict to use my telepathy?
Oh, you're using your telepathy to do it?
Yeah.
He is lying, yeah.
I tell her immediately, like, so you're like, oh, no, that's not a match, and then you hear it in your head, oh, he lied. Are you sure about that?
Moriarty, he smelled of more bravado. But if this was Moriarty, what would it matter?
Depends on where you think someone might have stuffed him in a pie.
If someone stuffed him in the pie, they were probably hiding the tracks, no?
Certainly. You wouldn't know why someone would want to stuff him in a pie, would you?
I can smell it on them still. Blood doesn't go away just from washing with water.
And I don't suppose you're interested in telling us who may have the blood still on their hands. Hypothetically.
Why should I know? It doesn't involve me.
Certainly not, sir, but it involves us, and it involves the safety of our union.
I think he's going to put you guys in conflict.
Okay, that's fine.
But the reason why is out of curiosity. He's playful. So it's not out of like meanness, it's out of, he wants to see how good you are at the greenhorn. Yeah, you know what I mean? he's kind of checking this out.
That's valid.
He's one
appreciate that.
of the older beans here, so he's kind of.
And I mean, that's why I was drawn to Vlad. I'm like, this guy's funny.
I've got a question here.
Yeah.
Would this fall under the purview of my prophecies? That I could give them the?
Because you knew that was Moriarty's body. Yeah, for sure.
What am I rolling?
Huh? Oh yeah, this is non-physical, non-violent, so mind soul.
I don't know if that's helpful, but there you go.
We have a 2 and a 5, and
I don't know who gets them or what.
Yeah, doesn't
You
really.
can take the 5 and I'll take the 2.
okay. It is fun to have a conflict with Dracula with my blood die that I bought for Strayed.
For struggle.
Strong.
For struggle. That's a lot of 6s, bruh.
Oh yeah, man.
Does anybody have 2 dice? 2d6s I could borrow.
Hey, Dom.
Here, faster.
Yeah, I was going to give you a mini one, but no.
Quicker than a hiccup.
Yeah, right.
I know you didn't just inspire hiccups in me.
It's prophecy.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you?
The Delphian League sends their regards.
Alright, my highest is a 12.
Our highest are also 12s.
Okay. You know what? There's no system for this, so you guys have a d20 on you?
Rollies?
Rollies.
Rollies.
Rolly.
18.
Alright.
17.
Oh, 7.
Alright, so I'll get to go first. So, let's get rid of some 6s here.
Wife.
Dracula is going to, he kind of does he just gazes into each of your eyes, and all he's doing is, it's not intimidation, it's complete curiosity, and you can feel it piercing your soul. Like, this is a person just staring into every bit of you, judging you, not in a mean way, but judging your character, right? Who are you? And he's just doing this vampiric gaze into you.
Well, this
Yeah,
is in fact.
Those vampiric gaze, am I right?
This is in fact stimulating my curiosity. I'm curious to a fault.
Oh, actually, I didn't roll my consequence for the last thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that.
Well, then roll your.
That was a D4s.
3d4s?
Have a consequence, my man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh,
No, you're good. You're
if
good.
it's not the consequences of my actions. Ooh, there's a 1.
You got a 1 in there.
So the top is 3.
Top is 3, and I
Nice.
guess.
Yeah, so 3
It's a
is
short-term consequence.
short-term consequence, and you get to choose also from the growth point as well.
Not bad. And you also get the D. Did you add a D6 trait for us winning as well?
I did not add a d6 trait for winning.
There you go.
Oh, for my upgrades last round, I gave another die to I know the rules. Actually, and I gave another die to don't threaten me with a good time.
Nice. Very cool.
I feel like that's gonna absolutely come in by the end of this one.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time is absolutely gonna make an appearance here.
All right. Yeah, so he does the vampiric gaze. And we'll say because he does that, he uses the power of his vampirism. So 2d10, just to add to my dice pool.
And
He's the, what's it called, spiritual?
I mean, you guys gotta do D10 as well.
Yeah, he's called spiritual.
that vampiric gaze is just a bit threatening, right?
You could take it as threatening if you wanted to, but it's more of, like I said, it's judgmental. It's diving into you.
It's a presence.
Yeah.
Not necessarily an intimidating presence.
I rolled really shitty on that. A 2 on a d10.
I rolled a 2 and a 5, man.
Yeah.
I got you, man. I'm right there with you on that one. Although, to be fair, when we actually did the conflict, I got an 8 and a 7.
Yeah.
So as part of the growth, so I could have chosen. I can choose any one of these growths, right?
Yep. Anyone.
Okay. So actually, I'm gonna do a different growth.
I'm pretty used to being judged because Smith is really fucking judgmental. I rolled an 8.
You get 2 growths.
Is this relationship with Smith? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, you get a growth and then a trait.
So she's adding that to her dice pool
Your
there.
growth can be a trait.
Yeah, a growth can be a trait, but you specifically get a trait and then a growth.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him.
But I'm
So those got added to Cat's pool. For bringing in Sam. Sam. Smith.
Samantha.
Smith.
Smith Wesson, my brother.
Sure.
He sucks. He's really good. Honestly, he's like one of the best.
He's the top dog.
All right.
He really is.
So how do you guys respond to the vampiric? Both have to call it.
I would also suggest everybody else, like what I did, add a relationship to the dogs. It's very useful.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put a D8 down.
I mean, you especially with your 28 connections.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. I'm going to see this probe into my spirit, my integrity, my character, and intrigued. First of all, I rolled. Well, I'm curious too. What he's going to get back is yeah, okay. I'm an investigative fucking journalist. So all you get back
You're not a
is
journalist.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Well, you're not a journalist. You're a detective.
Journalist at heart.
Journalist at heart.
All right. So how do you want to respond dice-wise to that?
The double dick.
Honk.
All right. So 2 6s, and then what's
So-
Samantha doing?
I'm really used to being judged because fuck Smith. So I'm gonna stand up a bit straighter, a little aggressively. I'm really tall, kind of intimidating. And I'll put up a 7 and a 5. As long as my math is right, and that actually equals 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
All right. Yeah. So you guys are
You
both.
take 1 from 6.
You
give
both
it
were
a
able to
7,
block
so-
there.
Exactly.
Who's going first between you?
You rolled a lot higher on roll two.
Okay. I'm going to respond out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've already played my telekinesis hand, but we're being friendly here. We're just kind of poking for poke. So
Does he know you're telepathic?
oh yeah,
Or does he? Or
Yeah, she's used it on me already, or he has used it on me. already.
I asked him about the pies, and he said this human. I discreetly telepathically was like,
Yeah.
but we're keeping it on the DL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It also probably explains then how you knew he was lying.
Yes, I did in fact go
Yeah.
echolocation.
Is that how telepathy works?
It is now. You're gonna get back, and I'm gonna be like, this is for the good of the union. I got some jazzed. I'm just so exciting. What do you? Okay. I'm getting my focus back. This is the Mary problem, not a Jasper problem. This is Mary getting jazzed about the conflict and forgetting to think about what to say. What do you want? You said, what's in it for me to talk about this? What do you want?
Okay. He's going to use his charming trait. I am charmed.
I am charmed.
I am charmed.
Yep.
Well, I'm charmed.
I am righteousness.
Just going to put this there, and go ahead and put that 4 there.
Jeez, okay.
What's in it for me? How about this? I'm interested in letting you find out. But what happens to the person? The one you catch? Do you kill them?
I think
Or do you capture them?
I think everyone here has been involved in some kind of insidious thing at one point or another. It seems that we value rehabilitation where possible. I guess it depends on the egregiousness of the motivation.
And what if I told you that it's very egregious?
Then I'm all ears.
You interest me. So he's kind of dodging. He's kind of like pushing it away, like kind of keeps switching it back to you, right? Like how you're so young, and you know what I mean. Like he's kind of just moving it back to you. He's really trying to dodge that way.
Feeling is mutual, my friend.
So here's that back for you. He's gonna put 2 5s up. Should look familiar. Alright, so he puts 2 5s up, and he looks over to Detective Samantha. And what about the Wesson family? What do you do when you encounter evil?
It's usually best to eliminate the problem.
See, that's what I remember. You're two of different minds, it sounds like.
That's why we're unionized. Different opinions and different experiences can come together to create good work.
That word union comes up again.
Certainly it does. I'm in a union.
And he just leaves that in silence right there. The word union comes up again.
So I'll put 2 5s up.
Okay.
And I'll say, weren't you just telling us how useful the union is to you?
Very good. Yeah, and then what are you doing? You're kind of replying with...
That was the banter.
Yeah, cool. Very good. Yeah, so you guys both block. Kat, it's your turn now.
That's great. Totally know what I'm going to do.
That's yours.
So, I'll put up 2 6s. And I'll
Really putting it on. Turning the screws on Dracula.
Oh, there's a screw I'd like to put on Dracula.
Hey. Hey. Stop.
Okay, so how do you...
And since he, brought up my family, I'll go ahead and add my dad's dice. 'Cause
Shoot him. How dare you?
If the union has been so good to you, and from, what I've heard from my family, it really, really has. Why would you not want to help us?
So he's going to invoke his 2D8 relationship with Union.
A 2D8 relationship.
He's the spiritual background. Or that background focus. So he's going to put the 12 to block.
I mean, spiritual doesn't. He probably has more powers than.
He does. I still have. Yeah. You just can't mix power dice.
Sure.
Yeah. You mention Union again. I have nothing but the most respect for the Union. I just simply refer to that maybe this egregiousness deals with the Union.
I mean, no disrespect, sir. Absolutely not. We came under the impression and under the assumption that your relationship with the Union was positive and unwavering. We assumed that the issue was not with the Union, and that is where we come surprised. So we would like to know, what has the Union done, sir?
Put your call up for that. That's good. Or raise.
Oh shit.
4, huh?
Good boy.
And I'll roll. I know the rules for that.
That's pretty good.
Actually, we are with the union.
Oh boy!
You do know those rules.
You know the rules real good. Double 7s. Hot diggity shit.
Okay. He's gonna take the blow on this one.
Nice.
Because you're making a good point here. So he's gonna put 4-4-2.
We're having way more like non-violent, non-physical.
But it's
fights than I
so
thought
fun
we
that
would.
it makes intrigue happen
Yeah.
with this, which is cool.
Yeah.
He
I like
look-
that intrigue is a conflict. It's just
Yeah.
really a cool
So
verbal battle.
you mentioned he's taking the blow. So look, what can he get for taking the blow? Okay, he looks to you. And he goes, "No, you misunderstand my words. The egregiousness is not on the side of the union, but towards the union.
Towards us.
There is one here. The same one you look for.
With the blood on their hands.
The blood on their hands. Well, 2 people have the blood on their hands.
Oh, interesting. Only 2?
Just
Interesting.
physically.
Oh.
Because I can just smell it physically.
Can't smell metaphorical blood.
The one who commits the crime and the one who cooks it, of course.
Well, I think we both know who cooked it.
Well, that is a wonderful job by them, wasn't
I have to say I did not sample.
it? So they take the blow. They give you some information, right? And it's their turn to raise. At this point, they're gonna pull off the trait that's called Smooth Talker, which is
3d20 because it's Dracula.
1d4
Oh,
because it's complicated as fuck when he talks to you. It's like there's a deeper meaning sometimes when he talks to you.
It's pretty funny.
So 3 and 3, which is a 6. So he looks to you and he goes, blood. It smells delightful. But their ambition outweighs the heaviness of the iron in the blood.
Tell me about it.
Fucking counter!
Reversed. So you're reversing, and
reverse.
you still have to respond as well.
I'll put my 6. Do I have to get over it?
No.
Or just add it?
You can be at.
You can add it.
Double reverse.
You guys are double reversing.
Yeah.
With a double reverse, that's like 3, practically. So fold. Yeah. I have
Okay,
stuff
yeah,
I
yeah,
can do.
yeah.
That's a fold. Yeah. There's not much I can do there.
The question is, how much does he want to continue?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah, he likes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn!
So he looks to you all.
A little more specificity, perhaps.
Not much of a tattletale, but I can nod. I can agree, and we can discuss.
What are we doing?
I think you guys were near the conversation.
I
at least,
think-
Yeah.
Oh, are we?
I think if
we're
we
here.
think of the definition of a tattletale, you could just think it at me. And you wouldn't be saying anything.
And no one has to know anything that you told us.
Who do you think it is?
I send you telepathically. I say, we have reasonable suspicion that it's Morgan. That look means John.
That means he nods his head.
That's a nod, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sorceress
The Lady Cruella.
turns rebellion.
He looks at her, smiles. No blood.
Well,
But money. Lots of money.
how cover-up, you think?
She could be funding. Interesting. I never thought about that.
Table question. Since we already did the conflict with Cruella,
Yeah.
do we have to do it again if we want to question her again? Okay.
Nope.
Alright.
And the good Dr. Frankenstein. Is he just the unfortunate host to atrocities?
Is he really a good doctor?
He was friends with Moriarty.
So is Cruella.
Cruella's a lot of things. Friends, I never think she has any.
I would agree. She doesn't seem the type.
She's connected. She likes his money.
Avarice has few friends.
She likes his schemes. He looks over at Cruella. She has money. What she does with it, that makes me suspicious, but the true crime here is of Morgan.
I do have a few other questions for our monochrome friend, if you'll excuse me. He's gonna go and talk to Cruella again once you guys are done.
You get the brain. Alright.
And
I doubt he knows who does it.
good Dr. Jekyll?
Double-blooded dog.
Good to hear.
He is a man seeking redemption. I feel that story as well.
Would that we all could receive such redemption.
It is not given easy, as it should be. Amends
Stop
is
talking to him about here.
amends is a lifetime, or in my case, many. But neither here nor there. Anything else for Vlad?
No.
Give me your business card.
Should there ever be any more information that you think could jeopardize the sanctity of this union, please don't hesitate.
What a wonderful name, Jasper.
Thank you.
I knew a Jasper once. Lovely fellow.
Good to hear it.
Remember the taste, I bet.
It was a good B negative.
You get the.
I'm sure it was one of the consensual ones, yes?
Oh, of course, yes.
Don't cock block the rookie.
All right, so you got to go talk to.
I've got a few
Cruella.
extra questions
You going
for
with-
Cruella.
You going with him to Cruella? Or will you play?
Proxidities. I'll go by myself. It is, I'm not
Sounds like
threatened by a Cruella DeVille.
Yeah, it sounds like we're getting towards that
Yeah.
wrap up part
Yes.
of it. So
I'm gonna give myself a new trait and give yourself a trait.
Yeah, let's go.
and no consequences were had, right?
No consequences. We didn't get those.
That's nice with Dracula. His power's pretty nice. So.
It would be different if you. I think if he was
If he was-
actually trying.
Oh, and if you went physical, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we're good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, the same thing with Jackal. Actually, with Jackal, you only got the mind part of him, but his physical trait was really that too.
Yes. I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't get the feeling that Jekyll wanted to fight.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Morgan will.
I have a feeling that Morgan will not go down, and Morgan Le Fay will probably turn into a fucking dragon.
I didn't like that chuckle, John.
So, Cruella.
Miss DeVille, we have uncovered some more evidence in this unseemly night, and I apologize for taking up more of your time. However, it is urgent. We've been informed that perhaps someone at this party is planning something egregious, and we have also learned that your monetary funds have perhaps been involved.
Oh, my funds are mine to give.
True. And that's not the question. The question is, where were they given?
I have, at time, given Morgan lots of rumors, and she pays me for it, and sometimes she needs to move large amounts of people, and I help pay for that movement.
What kinds of people?
People from the old days, people looking for new lives, crossing over to the allegorical side.
I see.
I may have helped her smuggle.
I see. This is not the end of that particular conversation, Mr. Bell. However, I do appreciate you volunteering this information, and this will not be forgotten. What rumors? And I am not asking you to give these completely freely. But let's say we give a dog a bone here.
Not you, Pongo.
That's the dog.
Morgan is fickle, but she has reservations with the current movement of the Union.
Understandable. Everyone is free to have their particular disagreements.
And as much as she has been told not to bring this up at these parties by Victor, she still persists. And she nags, and people fight with her. They disgust at the thought of leaving the Union.
A certain professor, perhaps?
He was one of them, Dorian being another.
Another person who was unable to attend tonight.
Yes. Do you think Dorian's gone as well?
Have I seen anything about Dorian in my prophecies?
No, you haven't.
No. The gods have not granted me insight into that.
Have I seen any death-ish prophecies about Dorian?
Death is prophecy.
Yeah, death-ish
Prophecies about Dorian. No. For the most part, Dorian is an enigma right now. Yeah.
It's not completely surprising. Okay. Well, if what you say is true, and I have no reason to doubt you at this point, you've been forthcoming as sort of fashion. I fear this party may get a little messy.
You're going to capture her.
Unfortunately, we are not at the liberty to allow this to continue, and Morgan Le Fay must be brought in for questioning.
There's an easy way to capture her without fighting.
Oh?
Simple.
Kill the Batman.
Vlad.
Vlad?
Vlad. She has been eyeing Vlad like crazy.
Well, she's not the only one, but...
And all it
I don't-
takes is adamantine shackles and she's done for. She can't transform.
Mm-hmm.
She can't cast without waving her hands around.
And you're saying Vlad has adamantine shackles?
You dogs don't have adamantine shackles. So unprepared.
Would I have that in my
I wouldn't have.
duffel bag full of demon hunting supplies?
You would have iron and silver.
Sweet.
She goes, Pongo, fetch. Pongo's.
I high-key love Cruella.
She's not bad.
Like,
I like
she
her.
doesn't have friends, and I'm like, why not?
Pongo makes his way back. And adamantine shackles.
Da-da-da-da. Okay.
Do you tell
me, because I'm a bebopping. I didn't come in to do this. I might be next to my new friend Vlad still.
I'm not at the moment because I'm conversing with Cruella. I wouldn't think to be like, oh, let me give my telepathic friend a message because I don't. That's not how Proxidilius' mind would work. But he'll tell you afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But he will take them. He will like, again, thank you. Your assistance is appreciated.
About the other matter,
Yes.
a sizable donation to Frigate, maybe?
To where?
2 dogs?
Oh. I am not legally allowed to solicit donations as such, but if one were to find itself in our coffers, it again would be very appreciated.
Well, if you have a chance to speak to the other brass, such as yourselves, tell them that I would be more than willing, so I don't get my clothes dirty.
We would hate for that to happen,
And
Cruella.
Pongo just hates being alone.
Well, we wouldn't want to leave man's best friend abandoned.
Or woman's best friend.
Back in my day, man meant all peoples.
Ah, yes. Well, you gotta love Sparta.
Some do. I myself, it has its charms. All the city-states had their particular brand of charm, but Sparta had its uniqueness to it.
Well, if there's anything else I could do in the meantime, please let me know.
Of course.
Also, the meat pie. Oh, you already told me. It's still good. I tried it still twice.
That, I am afraid, will be a conversation between you and your conscience from now on.
Just never would have thought that Moriarty would taste so good.
Good night.
You see like Pongo like licking her fingers, you know?
You see Proxidilius turn away and he's just kind of like his face is usually like just like a stone statue, like a mask, and even then he's like.
I assume I get my telepathic message,
Yes.
and I turn to my new friend Vlad, and I'm like, it seems that you may be able to assist us in apprehending Morgan.
This would be good for the Union, wouldn't it?
Certainly.
I'm making my way over.
Just good for the Vamps,
Certainly would.
bad for the allegoricals,
Certainly.
bad for Morgan. She keeps eyeing me.
And that is exactly what we wish to take advantage of.
It's unsettling.
Absolutely, undoubtedly. However, simple.
If there's one word I would use to describe Morgan Le Fay, settled is not one of them.
So, how can I help?
We have been given a tip from Cruella that she does fancy you. And we have...
Corella does.
Oh, no, Morgan.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad. Freudian slip.
More like we're just a grammatical mishap.
Me liking. Oh.
Forgot the count.
Camas.
Hey, the Oxford comma is the correct way to do it. Don't forget your Oxford comma.
Otherwise, you're inviting the strippers named Washington and Nixon.
Eating pandas.
Eating pandas. We believe that you can distract her long enough so that we can apprehend her using adamantine, preventing her from using her transformation powers.
But what if instead he invited her upstairs,
convinced her to put on the handcuffs for a little amorous foreplay.
I think she would be fully aware of the potential of the adamantine.
He would just call them
Cuffs.
handcuffs, of course. He wouldn't say they were adamant.
They have a distinct sheen. This isn't someone who's been like born yesterday.
We'll add some pink fuzzy fluff
Y'all
to
are
it.
so primal.
Are you opposed to that?
And there's a blur. And Morgan's in handcuffs.
Okay, Vlad.
Impressive.
Morgan looks over. What the hell is going on?
I'll walk over to her.
Morgan Le Fay, you are under arrest for the murder of Moriarty.
And conspiring against the Union.
What was what's his name? Jacob Moriarty?
Yes. I think so, right? Am I wrong?
It's not
No.
Hold on.
I think it's. I think you're right. I think it's Jacob.
I don't know if it's Jacob. That doesn't scream yes in my brain.
It really doesn't.
I think it's James.
Everybody, right now, Google.
James.
Yeah,
It's
everyone's
totally
James.
James.
Jane, I was close.
You're under the arrest for the murder of James Moriarty and the.
And conspiracy against the Union.
Oh, that dunce. Oh, God. Did you at least enjoy him?
I did not sample the pies, no.
No.
Don't elaborate on
Oh,
that.
did you sample?
Don't look at me with that tone of voice.
Oh,
You keep your eyes on your own
I
paper.
could serve 1,000 millennia for that. That's great. You sampled.
I had no such thing.
Oh, if this was adamantine, who the fuck knew adamantine would work?
It's because I'm college educated, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you just hear shh.
You know, this isn't my first time being put in this.
So you do like amorous full
That's filthy.
Oh, that too, but not adamantine. I like to use my goods. Sorcery goods, of course, as well. Well, is this... what's the cell like?
I mean, it's certainly not pleasant.
For murder, unpleasant.
Unpleasant?
And for conspiracy?
Distinctly unpleasant.
So tell us-
Conspiracy for what is the question there? Because usually when you have a crime of conspiracy, it depends on the severity of that conspiracy. Conspiracy to commit theft? No. not so
Sedition.
much.
So-
Conspiracy to commit sedition, unfortunately, much more dire.
The letter in your room.
Yes.
Who's the they it references?
What do you mean?
We'll ask more questions at the station.
In the court of law.
Until then, is Victor here?
Yeah,
Is
Victor,
your friend
Victor's
here?
just watching us like...
He's like, what? My luncheon.
This is my dinner. Like, what the hell?
Sir Frankenstein, I apologize for interrupting your party. It is not something that we do lightly, but unfortunately, we must be taking one of your guests down to
Two of your guests. Where's the cook?
True, where is Miss Lovett?
You'll never catch me!
And she starts running. You're gonna see Hamish just like bolt after her.
I think it's a good fade out moment.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's just waving a spatula around. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little session here of dogs. We're a little homebrew world of allegorical nonsense. But
I'm gonna fuck a vampire.
so, I've really enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed the system and stuff like that. It was
I'm
a lot of fun.
obsessed.
It was really cool.
I do think that a return to this in the
Yeah.
future is warranted.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it won't be and we discussed this off camera, it
Yeah.
won't be like a full campaign, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
like 2-3 more stuff, like, oh, yeah, there's a little adventure with these cool characters that we made.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and it was something new for us. That was, it's a little daunting at first, trying a different system, very different system too. But I think the cool thing about it was the way it did the tension of conversation was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. I think there might be some type of one shot, where we continue these characters or something like that. So look forward to that. If you enjoyed, please let us know. But we also just want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you, you getting to watch this. This is for you, right? We like playing these systems, but this is also we were like, hey, we've been filming a lot. Let's get another video out there for our Patreon, right? Because you're supporting us, and we just want to say thank you so much. Other than that, any announcements before we start closing up here?
I mean, only our typical ones. You should totally check us out on, Twitter and Instagram and Mastodon.
Which you obviously did.
And Hive, because we also, a couple weeks ago when we filmed this, posted some very fun out of context things, and we're going to start doing a little bit more of that, which you've probably noticed in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Well, it really depends on how long it takes John to edit this. This could go up tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely could.
Time is weird.
Time is a thing.
We're not gonna bother you with ads because it's Patreon, bitch.
Yeah.
But
except for us, we're cool.
Feel free to remember you can reach out and talk to us. You can request stuff. You can ask us questions. We love you, and we want to make sure you get and reap the full benefits of your purchase.
Yeah, and I think other than that, if you want to, once again, the system's called DoGS. So if you want to look it up, I found it on DriveThruRPG. That's how I found it. So
And the creator is
We don't know.
KN Obaugh,
We don't know.
Obaugh, but the original creator was Vincent Baker, who made Dogs in the Vineyard.
I can't recommend the system enough. If you haven't tried it, absolutely try it with your friends. We really liked this.
It definitely gets the intrigue.
So
As
much
a
fun.
role
If
play.
you really
Much
want to
better.
try it, you can look at some of our past, probably Instagram posts, because I'm sure it'll be up for World Building Wednesday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll put it up there. All right.
We also hope you've been enjoying all of the art from both of our good artists. And also, at this, I imagine, very soon, if not already up, the journals of Des the Sheriff of Andersville from our Pillars of Creation campaign. I'm not sure if Nate does other, do you do other things, or is it mostly Des for the OneNote?
Let's
No.
only make one Nate do
I'm gonna
one.
start.
Well, no, I'm not. It's not. I'm not saying just Nate, but Nate likes to do it, and it's a really interesting thing. I like to read them because I think they're interesting.
I'm gonna start doing them as Whisper.
Okay.
I'm gonna start writing them as Raleigh from Roots of Yggdrasil. And I'm going to start writing letters to her father from Bessie.
I think
Very cool.
everyone doing something for everyone as well. And I only have to do one person because I'm DMing the other fucking two.
You can do them for, whoever you want to do.
I guess I could release some DMs notes, but a lot of what I do is very, very improv.
You could also write letters to Dad.
Hi, Dad. I made a DM. I made a thing for my DM today.
As Astrid.
No, I know. As I was saying, I was probably going to do something akin to that. Probably like a journal entry for Astra. Because Astra definitely seems the type that would have a journal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's really it.